Welcome back, my YouTube family. I am your instructor, Rashid, and I'm thrilled to have you here today. In this episode, we are going to build something truly amazing, a complete automation software in Excel for supply chain management using artificial intelligence. Sounds exciting, right? Before we dive in, I have an important request. Please watch the introduction without skipping because I have some special announcements for you at the end. Trust me, you won't want to miss them. We are creating this software using DeepSeek AI, which allows us to build the complete system without needing any VBA coding knowledge. Yes, you heard that right. You don't need to be a programmer to automate your workflow. Now let's get started. But first, let's understand what this Excel software will do for you. Adding a vendor. Let's begin with the first tab in our menu, Add Vendor. Click on Add Vendor to open the form. If you need to add a new vendor, first click on Clear. This will reset the form and prepare it for new data entry. The system already has 18 vendors in the database and the new vendor ID is auto-generated as 19. Cool, right? No manual work needed. Now, enter the vendor details. Type the vendor name and press Tab. This will take you to the next field automatically. Fill in the other details like contact, email, and address. For province, city, category, and payment terms, we have a drop-down list. Super handy, right? Once all details are entered, click on Add. Boom! Vendor data is now stored in the database. Searching and updating vendor data. Let's say you need to check details for a specific vendor. Just enter the vendor ID, for example, 5, and click Search. Instantly, all the vendor details appear. Need to update any information? No problem. Suppose we need to change the city from Quetta to Lahore. Select Lahore from the drop-down, click Update. The system will ask, are you sure you want to update this record? Click Yes and Done. To verify, click the Vendor tab and check Vendor ID 5. The city has been updated. Now, click back to return to the main menu. Adding Stock in Purchase Management. Now, let's move to the Stock in Purchases tab. This is where we add new inventory. Click on Add Stock in and the user form will open. First, always click Clear before adding a new purchase. This resets the form and assigns an auto-generated number. Select the vendor. Remember, this field is searchable just like in the vendor section. Fill in the purchase details like product name, quantity purchase, price, date of purchase, click Add, and your purchase data is successfully stored. You can also search and update any purchase records just like we did for vendors. Alright, my friends, now it's time for an important announcement. Today, we're diving into the stock in or purchases section only of our supply chain management software. But here's the deal. If this video hits 500 likes, 500 comments, and 500 new subscribers, I'll unlock the next part where we'll complete the entire system automated application, provide the dataset and Excel file as a free resource. So, what are you waiting for? Smash that like button, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next big update. Let's build this powerful application together. Now let's get started. Open a new Excel file, press Ctrl+N. This shortcut instantly opens a brand new Excel workbook. Easy, right? Now, let's move on. Save your file correctly. Click on File in the top left corner. Select Save As. This is where the magic happens. Click Browse to choose where you want to save it. Now, under File Name, type something cool like Supply Chain Manager Software. Here's the most important part. Under Save As type, choose Excel Macro-Enabled Workbook. If you don't do this, Excel will treat your macros like they never existed, and we don't want that, right? Why is this important? If you save it as a normal Excel file, all your macros get disabled. Macro-enabled workbooks allow Excel to store and run macros smoothly. Rename your Excel file. Double-click on Sheet 1 and rename it to Add Vendor. Look at the bottom right corner of your Excel window. Find the zoom slider, drag it to 120%, set up your data entry header, Click on cell B3 and type Add New Vendor here. This will be the main title of your form, making it clear where new vendors should be added. Add data entry fields. This simple structure ensures your vendor data is neat, searchable, and easy to manage. Quick question. What's the one Excel feature you wish you had learned sooner? Drop it in the comments below. Let's start by adjusting our column widths. Right-click on column A, select column width, type 25, and press OK. Simple, right? Now, let's do the same for column B, but this time make it 15.33. And for column C, set it to 37.67. Boom! That already looks better. Next, let's merge some cells. Select B3 and C3, go to the Home tab and click Merge and Center. This is great when you want to create a clear title or heading. Plus, it makes the spreadsheet look cleaner. Time to add some colors. Under the Home tab, change the background color to dark blue and the text color to white. This header design makes your sheet stand out now. Now, let's reduce the row heights. Decrease the height of row number 2. But wait, why do this manually for multiple rows? Here's a trick. Copy the height and paste it onto rows 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. It's a quick way to ensure similarity across your sheet. Now, let's add some structure. Select C5, press Ctrl+1, go to the Border tab, choose a line style, and under Preset, click Outline. Now, copy this formatting and paste it onto all entry cells. Easy, right? Want a clean look? Under the View tab, uncheck Grid Lines. And just like that, your sheet looks more professional. Almost there. Right-click on row number 1, select row height, and set it to 37.2. This gives the header more breathing space. To distinguish the form area, select all cells except the user form and set the background color to gray. This helps users focus on the important sections of the sheet. Now let's add buttons. Under the Insert tab, go to Shapes and select a rectangle. Resize it to 0.24 by 0.84. Now make 3 copies. Press Shift, select all shapes, then under Shape Format, click Align Top. Then select Align, Distribute horizontally. This ensures they are perfectly spaced. Time for some color coding. Select button 1 and make it green. Button 2 should be orange. Button 3 should be blue. And button 4? Let's make it plum. Now, type Add in button 1 and center, align it. Do the same for the rest. It's looking good. Now, let's add a proper title. Go to Insert, select a rectangular shape, and resize it to 0.34 by 2.42. Type Data Universe BI in it, set the font to Cambria, make it bold, and align it left and middle. This gives your sheet a professional header. Let's wrap it up with a cool icon. Under Insert, go to Icons, search for Truck, and select it. Resize it to 0.35 by 0.35. Under Shape Format, change its color to white. And just like that, we've added a finishing touch. Press Shift and then click on the row numbers 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. These rows should now be highlighted. Now right-click on any of the selected rows and choose Row Height from the menu. In the pop-up box, type 21 and hit OK. Boom! Your selected rows are now evenly spaced. But wait, we're not done yet. Repeat the same process for rows 21 and 23 and adjust their row height. Click on the plus button. Boom, you've got a fresh clean sheet. Rename it immediately to stay organized. Just double-click the tab, type Vendors, and press Enter. Simple, right? Open your database. Select the data, just press Ctrl+C switch back to your vendors sheet and paste here. Done. Your vendor data is now in your project. That was easy, right? Clean up the view. Go to the View tab on the ribbon at the top. Find the Grid Lines checkbox and uncheck it. This removes those little lines and makes your sheet look cleaner. At the bottom right corner of your Excel window, there's a zoom slider. Drag it to 90%. First, click on the plus button at the bottom to add a new sheet. Rename it to List, because this is where our drop-down data will be stored. Now, go to your main project sheet and copy the drop-down list data for provinces, cities, categories, and payment terms. Paste this data into the list sheet. Under the View tab, uncheck grid lines to make the sheet look clean. Add drop-down lists in your form. Select the province field in your form. Go to the Data tab and click on Data Validation. Under the Allow drop-down, select List. Click on the Source field and select the provinces from the list sheet. Click OK and boom, your drop-down is ready. Repeat the same process for city, category, and payment terms. Now, click on the drop-down. When you type a letter, it will show relevant entries. Cool, right? Design a professional menu bar. Now, let's make Excel look stylish by creating a menu bar with buttons. Go to the Insert tab, select Shapes, and choose a rectangular shape. Draw it on the sheet, and under Shape Format, set the size to 5.79 by 1.91. Again, go to Insert, select Rounded Rectangle Shape, and draw it on the sheet. Under Shape Format, set the size to 0.67 by 1.77 and change the border color to white. Make a copy of this shape and resize it to 3.87 by 1.77. Again, insert another rectangular shape. Set its size to 0.38 by 1.55 and change its border to white. Make multiple copies and arrange them into a menu bar. Press Shift and click on all shapes to select them. Under Shape Format, click Align Left and then Distribute Vertically. Now, let's add labels. First button, Add Vendor, right align it. Second button, Vendors. Third button, Add Stock In. Fourth button, Stock Data. This is our purchase data. Fifth button, Customers. Sixth button, Stock Out or Sales Data, Warehouse Stock Out Data. Seventh button, Stock in Hand Report. This will show closing stock for each product. And there you go. Your Excel sheet now looks neat and professional. Go to the Insert tab and select Icons. A pop-up window will appear. Pick the icons you need. Under Graphics Format, set the size to 0.30 for all icons. Still under Graphics Format, change Graphics, fill to white for a clean look. Now, paste the Home window icon at the top of the menu bar. Under Graphics Format, increase its size to 0.67 so it stands out. Make a copy of the plus button so we have multiple. Now, press Shift and click on all shapes to select them. Under Graphics Format, go to Align and select Align Left to make everything look neat. Select the Add Vendor button. Under Shape Format, change its background color to black. This visually indicates that the Add Vendor page is selected, making it user-friendly. First, we need to generate an auto-incremented vendor ID. Type the following formula, equal to max. In this, select the A column from vendors sheet. This formula checks the highest vendor ID in column A and adds 1. If the highest vendor ID is 18, the new vendor ID will be 19. Now enter the new vendor details into the form. To automate vendor data entry, follow these steps. We are going to create a VBA macro that copies vendor details from specific cells in the Add Vendor sheet and appends them to the next available row in the vendors sheet. After copying, a message box will confirm the successful addition. Copy the provided prompt and paste it into DeepSeek AI. Copy the generated VBA code. Go back to Excel and press Alt plus F11 to open the VBA editor. Insert a new module and paste the code. Right-click on the Add Vendor button, select Assign Macro, choose the relevant macro, and click OK. Now press Add Vendor and boom, a message pops up. Check the vendor sheet and you'll see the new entry. Need to find vendor details instantly? No problem. Suppose you want to fetch details of vendor number 5. We are going to create a VBA macro that searches for a vendor ID entered in cell C5 of the Add Vendor sheet within column A of the vendors sheet. If found, it will populate the corresponding vendor details into specific cells in Add Vendor. A message box will confirm success if found or display an error if not. Copy the provided prompt, paste it into DeepSeek AI, and get the generated VBA code. Go back to Excel, press Alt plus F11 and paste the code below the previous macro. Close the VBA window, right-click on the search button, go to Assign Macro, and select the relevant macro. Press Search and boom! Vendor details found and populated successfully. Try searching for vendor number 10, and just like that, the details appear instantly. Want to update existing vendor details? Follow these steps. The VBA macro searches for a vendor ID from Add Vendor in Vendors. If found, it prompts for confirmation and updates the vendor's details. A message box confirms success or shows an error if not found. Copy the provided prompt and paste it into DeepSeek AI to generate the update macro. Go back to Excel, press Alt plus F11 and paste the code. Close the VBA editor and assign the macro to the Update button. Now let's change a vendor's city to Lahore and press Update. A message appears, Vendor ID found. Do you want to update the record? Click Yes and boom. Vendor details updated successfully. Go to the vendor sheet and you'll see the updated city. Before adding a new vendor, we need to clear the form. Here's how. This VBA macro resets the Add Vendor form by clearing fields, generating a new vendor ID, and selecting form. Copy the prompt and paste it into DeepSeek AI. Hit Search. DeepSeek AI will instantly generate a VBA macro for you. Open Excel, press Alt plus F11 to open the VBA editor. Paste the code, close the VBA editor. Right-click on the Clear button. Select Assign Macro, choose the relevant macro, click OK, and it's done. Now, when you click the Clear button, the form resets instantly. So, our database currently has 19 vendors. When we clear the form and add a new vendor, the system will automatically assign the next vendor ID as 20. This ensures no duplicate entries, no numbering mistakes. Faster and error-free data entry. Today, we've successfully built a fully automated vendor management system in Excel. From adding new vendors, searching and updating vendor details, to clearing input fields and generating new vendor IDs, we've covered it all. This system will save you time, reduce errors, and make your vendor management process seamless and efficient. But wait, there's more. In the next episode, we'll take things to the next level by diving into purchase management and stock receiving automation. Imagine a fully automated system to track purchases, manage stock in your warehouse, and keep everything organized effortlessly. You don't want to miss it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon for notifications. Comment below with your thoughts or questions. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, happy automating.